All right, in just a little bit, we're talking Dawson's Creek and trading places. But for right now, we're going to be talking about dieting and the emotional side of the weight loss process with Dr. Eric Kusher.
Yeah, he's a chiropractic physician and owner of Compass Fat Loss Centers in Glastonbury, Avon, and Milford. Welcome so much.
Hello again, guys.
That's Scott's favorite saying, welcome so much.
Welcome so much. And let me tell you, you make a great plane companion because we actually got sat next to each other coincidentally on a plane. I was so afraid to order the snacks, though, when they came down the aisle.
Yeah, it was fine until I got your bar bill.
Exactly. Yeah. You did buy me a drink, which was very good.
So we've talked a lot about what you do with the one-on-one attention, the DNA testing, the supplements, the dieting, all the stuff that you do. But if you don't deal with people's emotions about losing weight, then there's a big gap, right?
Absolutely. You know, we've spent a lot of time together talking about the objective side of this, the DNA analysis, the body comp analysis. And if you just do that and you don't handle the emotional side of the patient and actually show that you care and bond with them and walk through them the entire process, you're nothing more than a technician. So the objective stuff works to get the results, but you're not going to succeed unless you bond with the patient and carry them through the whole walk.
And how long is that walk? You say
well, it depends upon the patient. If somebody comes in and they need to lose 30 pounds, it's going to be a relatively quick process. But we've paraded patients in front of you that have lost 100, 150 pounds. That's a protracted process, so we can stay with them for 18 months, 2 years. And if they lose their weight and they're successful, and they start to fall off track a little bit down the road, they know that they have that channel of communication back to us, so they can just come back and we'll help them stay on track again.
Okay.
You've done this a lot. What's the most common thing that starts to happen with people, emotional-wise, that maybe they start putting the weight back on?
There's a couple of things. They'll either have a crisis in the family, either a health crisis or something, which throws them way off track, and they have a hard time getting back on. Or they'll go on that 2-week vacation and they'll pack on 15 pounds and they'll lose track and have a hard time connecting again. Those are the points where I tell patients, do not disappear from me. Just call us up. You need us, we'll get you back on track. Just don't do it 6 months later so we got 40 pounds to take off again.
You know, I think it's interesting. A lot of people just like to eat, and that's how they gain weight. But so many other people out there have problems, and it leads them into this eating pattern. And unless they address those problems, they're going to continue the same pattern.
Absolutely. You can't ignore the emotional, behavioral side of this. There is one. Most of what we do corrects the physiological side, and that takes care of 90% of the problems.
Right.
But the stuff that's left over is behavioral stuff. We handle some of that with the relationship side of it, but we also refer out for patients that need that kind of care.
What do you say to the people who, for them, they just love food, and food it becomes their source of joy and comfort, and now they have to transform maybe how they're eating or when they're eating?
Or what they're eating.
What they're eating.
Like,
I need that mac and cheese because that makes me feel safe.
Right, and once they get to goal, they can do that. They have to know that out the other side, they can live like a normal human being. But we've got to do kind of the work to get them to that place and make the right choices and prepare their foods the right way. And once we get them to goal and we're maintaining a goal, then they can play around a little bit. They actually walk out of our place with a food chart that tells them what to go for on top, what to stay away from on the bottom, and everything in between. And if they'll spend half their time on the top of the chart and play around a little bit at the bottom, they'll do very well maintaining their weight in a really tight range.
Is there an age range? Like, you know, is there like a certain young age that, you know, like under 10 years old, we don't take those patients? Or do you start kids off early?
I would say 15 or 16 is the youngest patient we see,
okay.
Obviously with their parents' consent.
Right.
We've seen patients up into their 90s that we help lose weight.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's no limitations.
So when people go, and I know that part of what people love about Compass is that they get the one-on-one attention, and you can lose a lot of weight fast. What do you expect when that period is over? Do most people just go on and don't have any bumps, or most people are like, oh, they hit something and they need some help?
Everybody has bumps. So I tell patients, don't ever focus on your day-to-day weight loss process. Let's just keep focusing on the longer-term trend, and as long as it stays down and we're losing consistently, a few bumps in the road here and there are insignificant, as long as we're getting to goal.
And this is pretty analytical, this whole project.
Extremely. Everything that we do is guided by science and objective measurements. We don't guess at any of it.
Which is terrific.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor. And to learn more about Compass Fat Loss and schedule a consultation, you can head to compassfatloss.com. You can also call them, and the number is there on your screen. It's 800-735-2281. That's 800-735-2281.
Thanks, Doc. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, up next.